He likes them young. Who was that said about in Epstein's newly unsealed documents? The answer won't surprise you, but there are some other surprises and something incredibly disturbing in it. We'll give you the full rundown here. Welcome back to the JP React channel, my beautiful freedom-loving friend, where our mission since 2019, what Epstein definitely did not kill himself, has been to find some truth in the case. There is not complete truth, but there is some truth revealed as Judge, I believe, Prescott, judge who's not somehow controlled by globalists, has allowed for the unsealing of names in the Epstein documents. Not all names. There's still some very suspicious people who have the common name John Doe. If you happen to see John Doe out there, watch out for him. He sounds like a nasty fella. He's all over the documents. But in the unsealed documents, what happened? What do you need to know? What did we already know that's confirmed? And what is new information? Let's go through it. First, it's worth noting the world cared about this. You can see here the site that hosted the Epstein documents once they were unsealed, it crashed because obviously so many people, publications, probably not mainstream media, they're like, I still don't think those documents exist. Everybody wanted to know that some truth, so crashed. I'd imagine Jimmy Kimmel probably feeling embarrassed, though he wasn't named, at least not yet anyway. He originally mocked Aaron Rodgers for suggesting that there was a list of names regarding the Epstein case. So Jimmy, I hope you're laughing because you're in a living hell by your own creation as you have sold your soul and you're doing the bidding of the devil. But nonetheless, let's move on. First part of the unsealing documents comes from testimony that Epstein was given before he definitely killed himself. Does anybody still believe that? I remember back when YouTube censored me for saying otherwise. Dear God, that was before Corvid. I'm like, whoa, this is weird that they're censoring a thing. Now it's like, oh, it's definitely be weird of YouTube not to. So in Epstein's own testimony, words from his own mouth, he said he likes them young, referring to the girls that Bill Clinton enjoys. So that was in part of the court testimony that had been sealed from the public, running cover for Bill Clinton and his, well, technically pedophiliac ways for some reason. And that you can see here on the Gateway Pundits page. Epstein said, likes them young, referring to girls in speaking about Bill Clinton. The Daily Wire has a great rundown. So shout out to the Daily Wire. We're going to go through their article posted. Here's what's in the Epstein doc so far, because I think they did an excellent job summarizing the usable information, because there were 1,000 pages released. And of course, most of that you can just wipe your butt with because it doesn't necessarily reveal anything that is maybe what you and I would consider relevant. So shout out to the Daily Wire. Now, first, leading up to the days of the court documents being unsealed, people were speculating, well, we know Bill Clinton's going to be on there, but also President Trump is going to be on there. Well, in the documents, President Trump was completely exonerated. And here's something I didn't know, but President Trump banned Epstein from Mar-a-Lago all the way back in 2007. He was one of the only people cooperating with authorities to help take down Epstein. Shockingly, he was not running cover for Epstein. He was helping the authorities, who weren't corrupt, get the bad guy. And they kind of got him. It was kind of get the bad guy light. And also during the testimony, one of the Epstein victims named Soderberg was asked if she had ever done sex stuff or given a massage to Trump, and she said no. Trump's name also comes up in the documents because apparently when Epstein was going to Atlantic City, he said, great, we'll call Trump. And Trump apparently wasn't really too friendly to Epstein. But that's just another place that Trump's name was there in the documents. The Epstein victim, Soderberg, also stated in her testimony that she had been introduced to, not surprisingly, Britain's Prince Andrew, and that he had put his hand on my breast. Now you might say, didn't Prince Andrew do more than that? Maybe. This is just what's in the documents, but also he did that. And that's enough. This is an underage girl. That is a line you don't cross unless you're Prince Andrew. One witness, when asked whether she had ever met anyone famous at Epstein's home in Palm Beach, replied that she had met the late Michael Jackson, presumably before he died. And here you can see that small piece of witness testimony. The answer, I met Michael Jackson. Follow-up question, oh really? And where was that? Answer, at his beach house in Palm Beach. At Jeffrey's house in Palm Beach. That's very redundant. Question, did you massage him? Answer, I did not. Knowing old Michael and his reputation, he's probably like, whoa, that little girl is not a little boy. Get her away from me. That's gross. Now, here is a surprise. I didn't know this guy's name, but he's a high-profile billionaire, owns a company. You've probably used their hotels. Epstein's victim, Virginia Roberts Giuffre, said that she had slept with Thomas Pritzker, billionaire executive chairman of Hyatt Hotels, and cousin to Governor J.B. Pritzker, Democrat, Illinois. Good job running your state there, buddy. Giuffre also testified that Epstein had trafficked her to have sex with Prince Andrew. Oh, that's right. So Prince Andrew did do more. Prince Andrew, bad guy. You're a scum of the earth, buddy. And that same victim of Epstein and Maxwell said she was also trafficked to have sex with billionaire hedge fund manager Glenn Dubin. So, Glenn Dubin and Thomas Pritzker, hope your lives fall apart, guys. One witness also claimed to have met magician David Copperfield at dinner at Epstein's home. She said that in addition to performing magic tricks for the guests, Copperfield asked her if she was aware that girls were getting paid to find other girls. That's not testifying that David Copperfield necessarily did anything wrong, but here's the shady part of David Copperfield. Obviously, David Copperfield, being there in Epstein's home, knew something bad was going on. Therefore, he asked this witness, this victim, are you aware that other girls are being paid to find other girls? Did David Copperfield call the authorities after that? I don't know. I can't confirm or deny. And I'm not necessarily on board with sort of the leftist witch hunt mentality of guilty until proven innocent. And by the way, if you're Trump or anybody else we don't like, once you're proven innocent, you, still guilty. In fact, guiltier than before. So I'm not going to apply that to David Copperfield, but I will say I've got an eyebrow raised. Now, that's basically the gist summary of what we found out through the 1,000 pages of unsealed Epstein files from the courts. But the plot thickens, because here's something disturbing. Investigator and attorney Mike Cernovich says Jeffrey Epstein was an asset of the FBI, and he also says the FBI has all of Jeffrey Epstein's actual blackmail materials, and the FBI is never going to let it see the light of day, presumably because the FBI is a corrupt agency covering for bad guys that run it. So in this Gateway Pundit article, if you scroll down, it's definitely worth taking a good read. Cernovich says Epstein was an asset of the FBI. What his exact relation was remains sealed. Now, at the bottom of the article, it is the juice. It starts off SDNY, which stands for the Southern District Court of New York, which had arrested Jeffrey Epstein, his most recent arrest. Because SDNY charged the lowest level of offense possible, they lacked jurisdiction to raid Epstein's island in Little St. James, as well as his New Mexico and Paris properties. Those houses were left unattended for a couple of weeks. What happened during those couple of weeks where the houses were left unattended? Because the Southern District Court of New York arrested Epstein with the lowest level crime possible. During that time, a safe went missing. During the Ghislaine Maxwell trial, it was reported evidence from Jeffrey Epstein's safe went missing. When? After an FBI raid. What was in the safe? We'll never know for certain. We do know that the FBI has Jeffrey Epstein's blackmail files. The real Jeffrey Epstein files are the blackmail material. Very powerful forces have made sure we will never see it. And now we know that. According to Mike Cernovich, there has been some truth in the Jeffrey Epstein case that is shining, therefore cool, a little bit more free-flowing freedom in our atmosphere, and also maybe we will never see the actual blackmail material, which of course would incriminate a lot of people, probably a lot of very high-profile people who may not be anywhere in these recently unsealed Epstein court documents. And the remaining names that are trying to appeal to have their name not revealed, once those appeals are done, if they're consented to, then we'll maybe never know their names. Maybe some of the appeals are denied and we'll know more names. Some of them may or may not surprise us, but we'll be staying tuned, and this journalistic outlet will be continuing to cover the story by monitoring how other people cover the story, because it saves time, With that said, my beautiful freedom-loving friend, thank you for watching. Thank you for caring. I look forward to seeing you on our next video. But before that, check this out. What's up, my friend? I want to tell you a little secret about how I use my all-time favorite product out of the Awaken CBD product line, the CBD oil tincture. Because I'm not someone who likes to leave my health, wellness, and how I feel and function on a daily basis to chance. I like to take control of those things, and the CBD oil helps me do it. Here's how I use it. The first thing I do after I finish my workouts is I reach for my good friend, the Awaken CBD oil tincture, so I can start my rest and recovery process immediately. And then in my nightly routine, about an hour before bedtime, I take it again to help promote rest and relaxation. And then a wild card, during the day, if I'm encountering a lot of stress or anxiety, which is not uncommon for me, I reach for it to help me regain a positive frame of mind and feel a little more relaxed. If, like me, you're on a mission to be a sovereign being who is in control of your health and how you feel on a daily basis, you might enjoy the Awaken CBD oil as well. It's organically grown, it comes in full spectrum and broad spectrum options, and the purity and potency is third-party tested to ensure you are getting the absolute best CBD available. If you'd like to bring the Awaken CBD oil tincture into your daily routine as well, just go to awakencbd.com and you'll also get 10% off your first order. Enjoy, my friend.